In the small wooden house on the hill, Mr. George Harrow, 71 years old, woke up as usual. George was a man who loved nature and took pride in his healthy lifestyle. To him, health was the most valuable asset. Every day he tended to the small garden behind his house where he grew vegetables and white daisies, the flowers he loved most. The villagers often looked up to George as a model of enjoying a simple life. They would see him walking along the countryside roads, enjoying the fresh air and sharing the joy of small harvests. To everyone, George was a symbol of health and happiness. That morning, George Harrow began his day like any other. With his familiar shovel in hand, he stepped into the garden, where the white daisies were in full bloom. Bending down to dig into the soft soil, George poured his focus and love for nature into each shovel stroke. A sudden sharp pain struck his left chest. The shovel fell to the ground with a clatter, breaking the garden's stillness. George froze, clutching his chest in intense pain before collapsing. Hearing the strange noise, his neighbor, Mrs. Clara Bennett, rushed over. When she saw George lying motionless among the flower beds, she couldn't hide her panic. In her distress, she immediately called an ambulance. However, by the time the medical team arrived, it was too late. At Hazelwood General Hospital, doctors confirmed that George had passed away due to an acute heart attack. The news spread throughout the small village, leaving everyone in shock. George Harrow, the healthy man who loved working outdoors, was gone so suddenly. His unexpected passing raised a haunting question in everyone's minds. Could his morning routine, seemingly normal and healthy, have inadvertently contributed to this tragic outcome? George's story was not just a personal loss, but also a wake-up call for all of us. Seemingly harmless morning habits can pose risks if not done correctly. However, we can learn from George's story to change our habits and protect our health and that of our loved ones. Understanding your body in the morning is crucial. After a long night of rest, our bodies need time to adjust. Blood pressure and heart rate are often unstable, especially in older adults. Sudden activities such as bending over or lifting heavy objects can increase stress on the heart. Start your day with gentle stretching exercises. For example, rotate your wrists and ankles gently or perform a few stretches. These activities not only improve circulation, but also reduce the risk of injuries. Drink a glass of warm water. It not only soothes your body, but also stimulates circulation and helps your digestive system work more efficiently. Don't skip breakfast. Breakfast is not only the first source of energy your body receives during the day, but also plays a critical role in maintaining overall health. Skipping breakfast leaves your body without enough energy to support organ function, potentially increasing strain on the heart and nervous system. A bowl of oatmeal with fresh fruit is a perfect choice for a light, nutritious breakfast. If you want to add protein, whole grain bread with avocado and boiled eggs is an excellent option. Pay attention to your posture during physical activities, especially when standing up or bending down too quickly, as this can lead to dizziness or a drop in blood pressure, particularly in older adults. This is a commonly overlooked risk, but one that carries significant dangers. To do it right, when waking up, sit up slowly, giving your body time to adjust. Then place your feet on the ground and rest for a few seconds before standing. While working, try to avoid maintaining one posture for too long. If you need to bend down for work, remember to stand and relax every few minutes or change positions frequently to reduce stress on your joints and improve circulation. Minor symptoms like dizziness or sharp chest pain in the morning can be important signals your body is sending. To ensure your health, equip yourself with a home blood pressure monitor and check your blood pressure every morning to detect any potential abnormalities early. Additionally, record any unusual sensations and consult a doctor promptly to take timely action. These small steps not only help protect your health, but also reduce the risk of serious issues. Don't let George's story remain just a sorrowful memory for Emily, his daughter. Let it be a motivation for change, a reason to make every new day truly a brighter beginning. Listen to your body, start your day gently, and take care of yourself, starting with the simplest things. The morning sunlight streamed through the window, casting a soft, peaceful glow over the room. But for Emily, that peace was broken by overlapping memories of her father, George Harrow, a man whose every morning routine bore the marks of discipline and dedication. In the kitchen, a half-eaten bowl of oatmeal and a partially drunk glass of water still sat on the wooden table. Emily slowly picked up the spoon, almost feeling her father's presence through these small, tangible details. Yet, she couldn't shake off the unsettling feeling that something had gone wrong in his usual daily routine. She moved into her father's study, where dim light fell on neatly arranged medical books on the shelves. There, Emily found an old notebook. Familiar handwriting appeared on the very first page. 5:00 a.m. Wake up. Drink a glass of warm water. Stretch. Work in the garden. She read it over and over, wondering, these habits? Were they truly a source of health? Or did they carry hidden risks my father failed to recognize? When she flipped to the last pages, a hastily written note in the margin stopped her in her tracks. One copy of the comedy book. Is this really necessary? The note carried a sense of doubt, as though George had once questioned these habits but found no answer. Could it be that he had sensed something unusual in his body but dismissed it out of confidence, habit, and discipline? Her father's question lingered in Emily's mind, gnawing at her. Could those seemingly healthy, familiar routines have been the very cause of his sudden passing? George Harrow's death not only left behind grief, but also served as a warning. It is never too late to change your habits. Small actions, like how you get out of bed in the morning or drinking a glass of warm water, can be the fine line between health and risk. Listen to your body. Let your morning habits truly be the beginning of a healthy day, not the source of hidden dangers. Emily continued searching through her father's desk drawers and found a bundle of correspondence from a medical research organization. A letter addressed to George from a few months earlier left her speechless. The note left her speechless. Mr. Harrow, we strongly advise against engaging in strenuous activities immediately after waking up, especially if you experience mild dizziness. These symptoms should not be ignored, and we hope you will consider adjusting your habits. Despite this warning, George had scribbled a simple response on the back of the letter. Second, I still feel fine. I don't think changing my routine is necessary. Thank you for the advice. Emily felt as though her heart was being crushed. She couldn't comprehend why her father, a man known for his caution, would dismiss such critical advice. Emily went back to sleep. The afternoon in Hazelwood was shrouded in a thin mist, with a light drizzle adding a chill to the air. Emily Harrow sat inside a small village cafe, a ceramic mug of hot tea radiating gentle warmth in her hands. But despite clutching the mug tightly, that warmth couldn't dispel the emptiness and unease she felt inside. The soft chime of the doorbell sounded as Dr. Philip Watson entered. His tall frame and slow, deliberate steps carried an unusual air of gravity. Philip nodded in greeting to Emily, his eyes reflecting a deep sympathy. Setting down his worn leather bag on a chair, he sat across from her and spoke in a low, measured voice. "Thank you for inviting me, Emily." Emily nodded, her hands still gripping the mug as though seeking reassurance. "Thank you for coming, Philip. I need to know, what really happened to my father?" Philip lowered his head, his gaze heavy as he carefully chose his words. Across from him, the young woman appeared fragile. like a thin shadow, yet her eyes burned with fierce determination. Those eyes searched for answers, not just to her father's death, but to the helplessness that now consumed her. "George was a remarkable man, Emily," Philip began, his voice trembling slightly. "He was healthy, full of life, and deeply dedicated to everything he did. But those very traits made him prone to ignoring the warning signs his body was sending." Emily clenched her hands tightly, her fingers cold to the touch. "What do you mean? Are you saying my father showed signs that I didn't notice?" Sarah tilted her head, then focused on Emily. Philip paused, his gaze distant as if recalling memories of his late friend. He sighed deeply, then spoke slowly. "Emily, mornings are a particularly sensitive time for the body. After a long night of rest, blood pressure and heart rate are often not fully stabilized. If someone immediately engages in strenuous activities, like bending over to garden or lifting heavy objects, it places sudden stress on the cardiovascular system. For older individuals, this can be extremely dangerous." Emily bit her lip, her father's image vividly flashing in her mind. His thin frame, calloused hands, and gentle smile as he tended to the rows of daisies. She remembered how much he believed in his own health, always saying that physical labor was the key to vitality. But now she wondered, had that belief been the very thing that cost him his life? Philip continued, his voice laden with concern. "Your father was a man who loved hard work, and he truly believed his health was robust enough to sustain his routine. But sometimes we forget that even the strongest bodies have limits. Ignoring small warning signs like morning dizziness or working on an empty stomach is not something to take lightly. And that may have been what led to George's heart attack." Emily bowed her head, her fingers trembling slightly as Philip's words sank in. But then she looked up, her eyes filled with determination. "So, what can I do to ensure no one else faces this situation?" she asked, her voice steadier now. Philip smiled faintly, as if he had been waiting for this question. Looking deeply into Emily's eyes, his tone grew firmer. "Emily, your father's story is not just a tragedy. It's a valuable lesson. Share this story with others. Remind them that health isn't just about what we do, but how we do it. Even small habits can be the fine line between life and death." Emily remained silent for a moment, then nodded gently. She knew she had to turn this pain into something meaningful. She wanted her father's story to go beyond the bounds of tragedy. It needed to be told, to warn, and help others. Outside the window, soft sunlight filtered through the trees, illuminating Emily's determined face. She knew that from this day forward, she would carry on the path her father hadn't had the chance to finish. Let us leave George and Emily's story here. Now, take a moment to reflect on yourself. Start each day with self-compassion. Small habits we often overlook can make a huge difference. Just like George's story, don't let familiar routines become hidden risks. Remember, taking care of your health is not only a responsibility but also a precious gift you give to yourself. Listening to your body is the key to living longer, healthier, and happier. Paying attention to minor signs, taking appropriate preventive measures, and caring for yourself daily will help you enjoy a fuller and more meaningful life. If you found this story meaningful, share it with your loved ones. Join us in spreading the message. Loving yourself isn't just about maintaining your health. It's about creating a lasting legacy for future generations. We'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. They mean a lot to us and help us grow together as a community. If you found this video helpful or think it could benefit someone you know, please give it a thumbs up and share it with others. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button to support our channel. Help us reach our first 1,000 subscribers. It's a big milestone that will motivate us to keep creating more useful content for you. By subscribing, you'll stay connected and be part of a community that values living well and embracing every stage of life. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.